Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The articles that I have here are ready for you, and the pictures are, I think, exemplification of that reality, which is very often the criminals revisit the crime scene, and many times that helps law enforcement catch them, or at least put things together and have another lead, or bring more evidence. It's a fact that criminals do that often, very often actually, after they commit a crime, and about 2 weeks or so they can't help revisiting the scene, now a crime scene. Well, the same thing I think it happens now in Ukraine with the Undersecretary of State Department, Victoria Nuland. She revisits Ukraine. And I do not know how familiar you are with Miss Nuland's involvement in 2014 coup in Kyiv, overthrowing a legitimate, democratically elected government of Viktor Yanukovych, actually. She is back in business. Remember, she is an Undersecretary of State. So when Blinken will just decide to go somewhere else, or this U.S. How do you call it? Government, not the government. Biden's administration goes away. He is going to go with Blinken. If the administration is not going to go away, I guarantee you Nuland will be the Secretary of State. I give you that in writing. Oh, but I'm right here. If the same guys remain in power, or at least the guys supposedly in power, she will become U.S. Secretary of State. It has to remain in the group. Okay, if you know what I mean. If you don't know, maybe you're gonna catch up while I'm reading this article. So let's start with the first article, already coming from Ukrainska Pravda. It is from January 31st, which is today, Wednesday, 2024. U.S. Undersecretary of State Nuland arrives in Kiev. There she is with another. Victoria Nuland, Undersecretary of State for Political Affairs of the United States, has arrived in Kiev on Wednesday, 31st January, for a visit. If for the ones that are not familiar with Victoria Nuland, they should go. You still find it on YouTube, not with this title. You have to go in different YouTubers who talk about it, which is a recording in 2013. And I think it was in the fall of 2000. No, I know it was in the fall of 2013, where she speaks with the then U.S. ambassador to Kiev, to Ukraine, about who we should replace Yanukovych with, the acting president elected democratically and legitimate president of Ukraine. And she can be heard saying that how about this, how about Poroshenko, how about this? And as the famous statement when the ambassador asked the question concerned what the Europeans or what the Europeans will say about this. And she says, the Europeans, which basically that was not in 2014, that was before that. That attitude towards Europe. The Europeans are just lapdogs for Al Capone and the global interest. Now, the U.S. Secretary of State has scheduled meetings with representatives of the Ukrainian government and civilian society, as well as veterans. I think that she showed up over there because of the problem with Zaluzhny, which is General Zaluzhny refused to be fired. He told Zelensky, I think, screw you, you can't fire me. Zelensky also had two people ready to replace General Zaluzhny, but those people said, no, we're afraid, we're not going to do it. Or, we are Ukrainians and we're going to stay with Zaluzhny, not with you. So I think she came over there to try to threaten and offer and negotiate who's who, what's what. I wouldn't be surprised if I see her meeting Zaluzhny, General Zaluzhny, pretty soon. Take over, because I think Zaluzhny is not the Americans guy. Zelensky 100% is who pays more. He's their boy. So I think she's going to meet with Zaluzhny and obviously with Zelensky. So this is the first article. I'm going to go to the next article, which is, oh shoot, here she is. This is Victoria Nuland, and another picture of Victoria Nuland is right here. You know who this is? Victoria Nuland when she was a little bit younger. I don't know, why do they resemble? Look at them. I think that they are very much look-alike, or at least that's how I see them. But hey, go and look at my, oh, you know what? All right. Isn't she Jewish? I think she's Jewish, isn't she? I think she's Jewish. Oh, so was Madeleine Albright, the Secretary of State. She was Jewish too, right? I don't remember. And Blinken is Jewish too, you say? Oh, okay, now. Well, just a coincidence. Let's move on. All right, let's see this article here coming from Reuters. And this is from today, January 31st. Senior U.S. official in Ukraine for talks. What needs to be talked? What's wrong? Anything wrong over there? For talks amid uncertainty over aid. I don't think that's what it is. What is she going to tell them? We don't know if you're going to give you aid anymore. Or we're going to give you, just wait a little bit for those idiots in the Senate and in the House to be, to play the game, to play the script, to follow the script. Yeah, it's going to take some time, but they will vote for it. They will give you about $50 billion. Or maybe even worse. Why did she go over there, right? I think she went over there to make sure that those things are okay. A fixer, that's what she is. U.S., which sometimes you need them. U.S. Undersecretary Victoria Nuland arrived in Ukraine on Wednesday for talks amid growing uncertainty over U.S. economic and military assistance to Kyiv and the war in Russia's approaches its third year. I don't think so. Today we'll meet government leaders, veterans, and civil society to underscore the shared commitment to defend to defeating Russia's aggression in Ukraine. U.S. Ambassador of Ukraine Bridget Brink said on social media. That's very good. Did they tell anything here? No. They don't say anything about 2014. I wonder why. Do they think it's you see, if this would be, and this is Reuters. If Reuters would be a real free media agency, they would say, well, you remember 2014? She would say what I said. Because actually Reuters works supposedly for the truth, informing us, the citizenry. But they don't say anything about it. Do you think it would be important to mention, like I did, for instance, hey, you know that she played a role in that, or could have been playing a role, I have to mind my words here on YouTube. Do you think that maybe she could have played a role in that phone call, proves something that maybe? Do you think that would not be important for people putting things together, say, hey, wait a minute, she was in power, same position, I think it was in the area of 2014. Now is 10 years after that, actually 2013, so 11 years, and she's back in power, and again with Ukraine. Is she the expert on Ukraine? Remember when she went to Africa, she went to Niger, I think. She went over there to threaten those guys, and I think those guys got bigger balls than she's got, and they threatened her, and then she left. She didn't solve anything in Niger. So those guys told her to shut up and get back out. Basically, she went over there to threaten them. I think it was Niger. The French are out, the Americans not yet. There's still things to plunder in Niger. So is in Ukraine. So here it is, my friends. Criminals very often visit the crime scene. And if you see this and you understand the pattern and you understand who the person is, remember, it's just a coincidence. Remember what I was talking before? Yeah, it's just a coincidence. And oh, you say Zelensky is also Jewish? It's okay. Oh, Zmihal, the Prime Minister of Ukraine, is also. Oh, the Chief of Staff, Yermak. Oh, okay. Oh, forget about it. Forget. Just a coincidence. All right, my friends. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.